Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about metallurgy. Metallurgy means the process in which metals are extracted from their ores. In this process they use different techniques and we have studied about different stages in this metallurgical process also. Now in this session let us go through a practice sheet related to the chapter. That is practice sheet 1, which includes conceptual understanding and a single correct answer type questions. Okay, let us start the practice sheet. First, let us go through the conceptual understanding type questions. See the first one among those. Dash group elements are called chalcogens. What does it mean, chalcogens? Actually, it is one of the Greek words which means ore formers. Generally, the 16th group elements, namely oxygen, sulfur, and so on. What are those? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. These 16th group or 6th A group elements are called chalcogens. The meaning of this word chalcogens is ore formers. This name is given for the 16th group elements because most of the metals are available either in the form of oxides or sulfides in the nature. So the ores are available in the form of in the combination of these 16th group elements. Based upon this reason, these 16th group or 6th A group elements are called chalcogens. They are oxygen, sulfur, and so on. So most of the metals existing in the nature are available either in the form of their oxide or in the form of their sulfides, and even some they are existing in the selenide form also. Based upon this reason, they are called as chalcogens, 16th group elements. Okay, next one. The ore of mercury. Of course, mercury is available in the different forms in the earth crust. Those all are called minerals as we know. But out of those, from which most profitably mercury can be extracted is called its ore. That is cinnabar. Mercury sulfide it is called HGS. Mercury sulfide. It is commonly known as cinnabar. It is a major source for mercury extraction, that we say as ore of mercury, cinnabar. Okay, next one. Rusting of iron is due to the formation of. What is chemically rust actually? It is hydrated iron oxide. Iron oxide. So rust is due to the formation of iron oxide. When iron particles are kept in the atmospheric air in the open air for few days, then that iron reacts with the atmospheric air in the presence of moisture and hence it gets rusted. That is iron oxide is formed there. That is to say correctly hydrated ferric oxide. So it is an iron oxide. Okay, next one. The impurities present in the ore are called. So when ore is extracted from the earth crust, it may contain some impurities in that. These impurities are separated from the ore in the process called concentration or dressing of the ore. There, the impurities present in the ore are called gangue. What is it? It is called gangue. The unwanted particles present in the ore are called gangue. Next one. The formula of slag. What is slag here? Slag is a chemical substance or the substance which is formed when flux reacts with the gangue. Here flux means again it is one more chemical substance which is added to the ore to remove impurities, that is means to remove gangue. When this flux is added to ore, this flux reacts with the gangue and forms the removable substances. It converts into removable substance. That substance formed when flux reacts with the gangue is called slag. Generally, when metallic oxides or basic substances are being as impurities or gangue, then silicon dioxide will be added as flux. That silicon dioxide reacts with the basic objects like iron oxide and forms respective metallic silicates. So iron silicate is one of the slags. This can be removed time to time from that mixture of ore and impurities so that ore will be purified from gangue. Okay, iron silicate it is called. It is slag here. Next, the ore of iron is. So mostly iron is available from the earth crust in the form of its oxide that is commonly called as hematite. Hematite is a major ore of iron, iron oxide. Okay. Next, aluminium is profitable to extract from. As we told, a metal may have different minerals which are available from the earth crust or in the nature. But from all the minerals, metals cannot be extracted profitably. Only from few kinds of minerals only metals can be conveniently and profitably extracted. Those minerals from which metals can be extracted conveniently and profitably are called as ores. So in the same way, aluminum is also available in the different mineral forms in the nature. But from those all, out of those all, bauxite is one of the minerals from which aluminum can be extracted profitably. So this is the ore of aluminum. Okay, bauxite. Next one. Dash metals are never found in the free state. So most of the metals they exist in the free state and some of the metals they exist in the combined state. Mostly the metals are available in the combined state only. Only few metals are available in the free state. Those metals which are least reactive, chemically least reactive metals, they may available in the nature in the free form. But some metals are there, highly reactive metal. They will be always available in the nature in their combined form only. As their high reactivity, they will be always in the combined form. So high reactive metals they never found in the free state. As we know, metal activity series is categorized into three parts: highly reactive metals, moderate reactive metals, and least reactive metals. In that, the first part, highly reactive metals like potassium, sodium, and calcium, these all, they won't be available in the nature in the free form ever. They'll be always in the combined form only. Okay, in the compound state only they will be available. Next one. To extract the metal, the metallic oxide should be what kind of process it should be undergone to get a metal from metallic oxide. So if it is a metallic oxide, the oxygen part should be removed. We know the removal of oxygen from a compound is called reduction. So a metallic oxide should be undergone reduction process to extract the metal from it. So to extract metal, the metallic oxide should be reduced. We know what does it mean by reduction or reduced. What is that? Removal of oxygens. When metal oxide loses oxygens, then it converts into pure metal. That loss of oxygens is known as reduction. So metal oxide will be reduced to get pure metal from it. Okay, next one. Dash is a place inside the furnace where ore is kept for heating purpose. We know furnace can be divided into majorly three parts. One it is a hearth, one more is a chimney, the third part is a firebox, as we know, isn't it? In that firebox is a place where a fuel is burnt so that large amount of heat energy will be produced. By using that heat energy metallic ore will be melted. So that place where a fuel is burned to produce heat energy is called firebox. Okay, and while it is being heated, ore is being heated, certain gases, waste gases will be produced. To exit these gases, chimney is utilized. The waste gases produced in the furnace will be emitted out through the chimney. It is one more part. And the middle and main part we can say as a hearth, where a ore is kept and for the heating purpose. So the place in the furnace where ore is heated is called hearth. Okay, next one. Dash reaction is used in joining railings of a railway track. Yes, when a railway track where a railway track is cut, immediately the persons go with the instrument called Dermit mixture. So there they mix aluminium with iron oxide. When it is aluminium is heated, a large amount of heat energy is produced. By that, iron oxide is reduced to iron in the molten form. That molten iron produced there will be used for joining of those cut railings of a railway track. There the procedure used is called Dermit process. That reaction is called Dermit reaction. In that reaction, aluminium reacts with aluminium oxide to reduce iron oxide into pure iron. As it is producing a lot of heat energy there, the produced pure metal iron will be in the molten state. So that molten iron will be utilized for joining rails. Okay, that's why it is called aluminium Dermit process. Next one. The substances added to remove gangue. What are those called? Yes, they are called flux. As we told, when ore is extracted from the earth crust, it may come along with certain impurities. Those impurities present in the ore are called gangue. So before extracting metal from the ore, these all impurities should be removed. In the first stage, they will be removed there in the process called concentration or dressing of the ore. So for the removal of these impurities or gangue from the ore, they add another substance which reacts with these impurities. That substance added there is called flux. So this flux reacts with the gangue and converts into slag. That slag will be removed from the ore time to time, so that ore will be purified. So here the substances added to remove gangue from a ore are called flux. Okay, next one. Which of the following metal is low reactivity metal? Observe once the metals. As we know, metal reactivity order can be categorized into three parts. One it is highly reactive metals, and the middle part is moderate reactive metals, and at last there are some metals which won't react generally. Those metals are coming under least reactive metals. See here, one of the metals given here is belonging to that least reactivity series, which is that actually these two metals are highly reactive metals. First category, sodium, potassium, and calcium. And zinc, iron, these all will come under secondary reactive metals or moderate reactive metals. If you see the last one, Au, Rm or gold, it is one of the least reactive metals. Even often it is found in the earth crust in the free state also, because it is least reactive metal. Okay, gold, platinum, silver, these metals will come under low reactivity metals. Okay, next one. Some metals occur in the native form because of their less reactivity or low reactivity. Just now we discussed about here gold, isn't it? So they are available in the free form also in the nature because of their low reactivity or least reactivity. Okay, next one. In the extraction of sodium from sodium chloride, we obtain sodium at, so we know highly reactive metals from their compounds can be extracted by using electrolysis process. Here, sodium is also belonging to this high reactive metal series, potassium, sodium, calcium, dissolve. So here, sodium generally is extracted from sodium chloride by the process called electrolysis of sodium chloride, electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. Okay, when a current is passed through this sodium chloride fused form, sodium ions are produced from this, and these sodium ions, as we know, they are positive ions. These will be moved towards a negative electrode called cathode. So at the negative electrode, these sodium ions will be converted into pure sodium atoms and they will be deposited at the cathode. So sodium is obtained at cathode in the extraction of sodium from molten sodium chloride by the process called electrolysis. Okay, next one. Now let us go through the single correct answer type questions. See the first one among those. Metal which does not react even with steam. So the metals belong to the third category. They are low reactive metal series metals. Even they won't react with high reactive components also, like even steam or acids or bases also they won't react. So here one of the metals from that category is given here. Observe once. Potassium is a highly reactive metal. First category metal it is. And iron, magnesium, if you see, these are moderate reactive metals. If you see silver, silver comes under least a low reactive metal. Even it won't react with the steam also. Okay. Next one. The luster of the metal is due to. Why metals are having glitter? Because of the high polishing on their surface. Metals are having high polishing on their surface. Because of that, they'll be glittering. The glittering nature of metal surface is known as lustrous nature. Okay. Next, most abundant metal on the surface of the earth is. So, most abundant element on the surface is oxygen. But most abundant metal on the surface of the earth is aluminium. Aluminium is most available metal in the earth crust. Okay, next one. The earthy impurities associated with mineral used in the metallurgy are called. What are the impurities called? The earthy impurities came along with the ore in the metallurgical process are called gangue. Okay, to remove gangue they use flux. This gangue and flux they combine together and they form slag. This slag will be removed. Finally, pure ore will be remained. Okay, next one. The correct decreasing order of the metals in the activity series. See here the metals given are nickel, calcium, magnesium and iron. If we observe among these, calcium is most reactive metal, next magnesium, nickel, iron, where this series is found here. Okay, this is the correct reactivity series. Next, a mineral is known as ore if metal. So when a mineral is said to be a ore, cannot be produced from it, can be produced from it, can be extracted from it profitably. Yes, it is correct answer. So a metal may have different minerals, means the compounds of metal are generally called as minerals, but all the minerals cannot be used for extraction of that metal, because from certain minerals to extract the metal it may require high energy and they might be expensive process, but only from few kinds of minerals only metals can be extracted conveniently, profitably and with less expense. Such kind of minerals are called ores. So the mineral is known as ore if metal can be extracted from it profitably. Okay, next one. Rusting of iron requires the presence of. Yes, we have seen, we have identified this by a simple activity in the earlier sessions. We have studied, learned that, isn't it? What are the components required for the rusting of iron? Yes, rusting of iron requires air and water. Air in the sense oxygen. Water means in the either in the form of moisture or liquid form. So in the presence of these both air and water, iron will be rusted. It converts into hydrated ferric oxide, which we commonly call as rust. Okay, these two are the components required for rusting of iron. Next one. So here it is asked again the same. Chemically rust is. What is rust? When iron objects are kept in the open air for few days, these will react slowly with atmospheric air in the presence of moisture and they form iron oxide in the hydrated form. That hydrated iron oxide is called rust. So chemically rust is hydrated ferric oxide. Okay, next. During smelting, smelting means heating of ore at a very high temperature. It is one of the pyrochemical process. So during smelting, an additional substance is added which combines the impurities to form a fusible product. This is known as, what do we call that? The chemicals of the substance which is added to the ore in the smelting process to combine with the impurities. What do we call that? It is called flux that reacts with the impurities in the form of gangue and forms a slag in the fusible form which can be removed from the ore. Okay, the substance is called flux. Next one, a process employed for the concentration of sulfide ores. Yes, it is specially used for purification of sulfide ores. For the concentration or dressing of sulfide ores, it is used there. Froth flotation. The froth flotation, the sulfide ore is grounded and mixed with the water, and air is bubbled through it at very high pressure. So because of the bubbling of air at a high pressure, it forms creates some foam. So it creates certain froth. There, the sulfide ore, which is insoluble into water, will float along with the froth, and impurities will be settled down at the bottom. So this froth, along with the sulfide ore, will be separated and dried. In that way, sulfide ores are generally separated by using froth flotation technique. Next one. Some crystals of copper sulfate were dissolved in water. Then the color of the solution obtained would be. What does it get? What will be the color of the solution formed when copper sulfate dissolved into water? Yes, copper sulfate gives blue color to the solution when it is dissolved in the water. That's why it is called blue vitriol also. Hydrated copper sulfate is called blue vitriol as you know, isn't it? So when these crystals of copper sulfate when they dissolve into water, that forms blue colored solution. Next, the common method for extraction of metals from the oxide one is. So by which method metal can be extracted from metal oxide? The general method used is reduction. That means removal of oxygen from metal oxide to get metal. It is generally done by coke in the form of carbon in the form of coke. So metal oxides are reduced in the presence of coke or the carbon. Okay, next. Metal always found in free state is. Which metals are found in the free state? Least reactive metals are generally found in the free state. If you observe among these, gold is one of the least reactive metals. Gold, platinum, these metals are always available in the free state in the nature as they are least reactive. Next, what is the common among the ores of different metals? What is the common property? They are all oxides, they are all sulfides, they are all minerals, they are all black in color. No, they might be oxides or sulfides or carbonates. They might be any kind. But the common thing in them is they all are minerals. All ores are minerals. We have studied this. But all minerals are not ores. Out of all the available minerals, only from few kinds of minerals only metals can be extracted profitably. Those minerals are called ores. So we can say now here the all ores are minerals. Okay, next one. In the Thermit process, the reducing agent is, what is Thermit process? So there iron oxide is burnt in the presence of aluminium. So aluminium reduces iron oxide to pure metallic iron in the molten form. So the reducing agent in this process is aluminium. Okay, this is the level 1 practice sheet. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos.